Ma'am, I just wanted that, could you put the name of our school as well on the screen?
Okay. Okay, fine. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
I'll get it done.
Rest is fine.
Modern school? For
Modern
modern
school,
school,
Greater Noida.
should I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Lavi, can you make the changes and just bring that screen on the slide?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me 2 minutes, ma'am.
Annie ma'am, good morning. Good to see you here.
Good morning, and heard a lot from your principal.
Oh.
So
Thank you. I
very
was wondering
confident.
is, whether I'll be, like people will recognize me because
Yeah, sure, why not?
nothing was earlier done.
You all are doing such a good work.
God bless him and God bless God. God bless us. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we'll have teachers from all the sections joining this.
Yeah, we are a new school actually, and we have students till 8th standard.
Great,
Okay.
great.
So
So just the
pre-nursery to
right
8th.
pick. That's why sir, offered this to me. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to learn a lot from you today.
God bless
So
you,
let's
ma'am. I
see.
just hope I'll live up to your expectations. Do
Sure.
we have nursery and pre-primary also in your school?
Yeah, pre-nursery to 8th.
Great, great. That's so great. So I've been fortunate enough to start my career with teaching as a nursery teacher only. So I can relate to everyone's.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. So please tell me when we should be starting. Meanwhile, Lavi will be playing that slide again and welcoming slide.
We'll just check in how many have not joined.
Yeah, yeah. So Lavi, you can bring it on the screen. The same slide. Lavi is my right hand, I would say. She's the one who will be walking me through also. I mean, she'll be assisting me.
Okay.
Sureka ji namaskar, Priyanka ji namaskar. I can see Gunjan, Vibha, Alka, Chanchal, Anita.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Prerna ji, namaskar. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Kaustubh
Good
Singh, I'm sure
afternoon.
ma'am has joined from her child's ID.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Alka ji, namaskar. All careful with their
Good
masks
afternoon,
on.
ma'am. Good afternoon.
Subodh ji, namaskar. You are a solitaire till now because it's nice to have gentlemen with us there. Modern school. Is that the one, ma'am?
Yeah, that's
This is
fine.
the emblem.
I think we can start now.
Start now? Great. Just 2 minutes of music and then I'll start. Thank you, Lavina. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, welcome to everyone here. Good morning to Annie ma'am and to the illustrious educators. I should say you are the ones who are holding the reins of nurturing children in these difficult times. And I'm really fortunate today that I'm here. You've given me this opportunity to share some learnings which I've been able to during the COVID times also and earlier too. Before I start, let me give a brief introduction about myself and about my school. So school comes first. Allow me to share my screen. And do let me know if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much. So today we are going to
Yes,
have
ma'am.
SEL in action, that is social emotional learning in action. And in case you face any problem or my screen freezes, do let me know instantly. So here I move on and I want you to see my school, which is Alcon International School. Mark the title. We call it hashtag Alcon International for SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals, because Sustainable Development Goals are the soul of the school. I always say ours is a school with a soul, and the Sustainable Development Goals were brought into the school by none other than our present director and the then principal, Dr. Ashok Pandey. I hope you can see the face here. I've deliberately done it like that. So this is a school which actually thrives on the Sustainable Development Goals. And the most important one now becoming 17, that is partnership for the goals. And that is why I am here to share whatever little I know. And let me show you my inspiration, the sources of inspiration, perennial sources of inspiration, I say. Our director, Dr. Ashok Pandey, who is heading both these schools, Alcon Group of Schools, and our present principal, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, who is a perennial source of inspiration for all of us. Just today morning, we've had such a beautiful, pristine sharing by him, which has inspired the entire staff completely as a New Year's gift. He had spoken to us about beautiful thoughts, beautiful philosophy, and inspiring us for the coming year ahead. And as I said, the partnership for the goals is very, very important for us. So let us begin by knowing how are you feeling today, and a little about myself before that. I'm Sunita Rajiv with 25 years in education, and I've been a learner first and a teacher secondary. My heart throbs for children, and whatever can be done for children and for the betterment of teaching learning process, I never shy away from learning, even from my students, I would say. Working for climate reality, working for sustainable development goals, for teacher training, and for child protection. These are my key areas. And innovation and creativity is something which I think are the strong pillars I thrive on. So how are you feeling today? Let us first come, to this question. I am so excited. Is somebody feeling like that? You can use the chat box if somebody's feeling excited and say yes. Is somebody feeling what? Another workshop, right? Or is somebody feeling, okay, workshop, fine, but don't give me any new assignment after this, ma'am? Is someone confused now? SCL, for the first time I'm hearing SCL. What is SCL exactly? And is somebody slightly feeling it's the beginning of the year and who's going to complete my work? So much has to be submitted. And today they've made us sit for this workshop. And somebody might be angry. I hope not. Why in January? Right? Any reactions? I can hear you, though my screen is blinding me. Any reactions here? Anyone who is feeling any of these? Confused or excited or, thinking? Yeah?
Excited, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Excited. Thank
I'll
you.
start
Thank
this
you
side and I'm
so
very
much.
excited. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we can come back to muting our mics. Thank you so much. So my voice is still heard? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. So here on the screen is a picture. And if you open your childhood album, a face like this will look at you. Look at the hope in the eyes of the child. Look at the wonder in the eyes of the child and look at the placidity, the contentment, and the joy on the face, right? This is a child pre-COVID, right? And what is childhood like now, today? The child is here with half face covered and look at the wonder, or rather the fear in the eyes, or the question, what is the world going to be? What it has to offer me? How education is going to be? Have I seen the school? I'm sure the nursery kids have come from nursery to pre-primary without even knowing what the school building looks like. And that is where they don't have that joy and that wonder in their eyes, for the simple reason because times have become very challenging. And you as nation builders who are sitting there and trying to learn even on this cold day, are just doing this because you want to make this teaching learning process very, very fruitful, very, very impactful. These are the blessings of COVID. They have removed us from each other. Even the close ones. I'm sure many of you are really craving to be with your loved ones, but you're not able to. And think of, for a teacher, an empty school means nothing. She might teach with all her gusto, with speaking and joyously singing songs in front of a laptop, but the joy of having the child in front of you in the classroom is definitely very, very different. So these are the blessings of COVID, I would say. They have made us distanced from each other, and that connect is missing, and that is where the challenge occurs. And today, if Annie ma'am has arranged for this or organized this workshop, it is just because how to bridge this gap, how to become closer to each other. So talk of the education, talk of the teaching learning process. We work on the roots. We say we are the foundation layers. And though the roots are made by society, a teacher extends all her learning and infuses all this into the roots of the tree and tries to see that the sapling which has been given to her as a student becomes stronger than ever. And then over the period of 14 years, there are a number of teachers who work, number of educators who give strength to these roots so that this root gives the strength to the tree or to the sapling, and the tree blossoms into a very beautiful banyan tree. Now let us come back to the one which is giving the strength to these roots. Who is the one who is giving strength to these roots? It is a teacher. It is you and I. And we have one male teacher with us. So this is a symbolic picture. So don't think I'm just thinking of teachers as feminine only. So we were the teachers who completed our teacher training in the past. Some of you must have done it 5 years ago. Some of you must have done it 10 years ago. And if somebody belongs to the prehistoric era like me, has done it 25 years ago, right? We are the teachers who were created as teachers in the past. We are teaching the present the children. And the children who really are growing up in very uncertain times. We are preparing them for the future, and we really do not know what the future holds in store for these children. Are we equipped to have we bridged this gap? And the CPD programs, which you might like or you might dislike, are being arranged or organized just to bridge this gap so that the one who was prepared in the past remains relevant even for the future. So this is where the CPD plays a very important role. Now look here, you might be saying, ma'am, namaste. We have got reports to write. We have got syllabus to complete. We have to do corrections. We have to create lesson plans. We are attending webinars. And there are a number of deadlines also we have to meet. And on top of that, on my head, you're putting this SCL burden too. I just make you realize why it is important. Some of you are parents also. Now, I can't see, but this is your reaction. I'm very, very sure. Maybe you're thinking, why this SEL? Why this social emotional learning? We are doing enough. We are already quite equipped. Why are you talking about this? So, but if you think so, so do parents also, who are your right hand. The parent support cannot be denied. If we were to draw the teaching scenario as a figure, it would be a triangle, right? And on the triangle, one corner or one angle is the child, one is the teacher, and the third one is the parent. So what about parents? They are actually parenting in times of COVID is becoming a bigger challenge. Many of you are parents too. You must be thinking how difficult it is to actually manage the work-life balance. We want this, our jigar ka tukda, our beautiful apple of our eye, to be safe, nice, blossoming like a flower in the sunshine. But then we know parenting is a very hard road to tread, and a teacher parent definitely has a harder road to tread, you would agree. You're working from home, right? Or from school, whatever be the case. And then managing both, you're not getting as much support from the parents as you were getting earlier. And some of the parents really do not know how to manage this toddler who has got every energy, all the energy in the world, and is actually bubbling with so much ideas, and I do not know how to control this. And then we very well know this, we have to walk on a very tight rope. But the worst affected are children, my dear friends. The children have so many questions. The children have so many confusions. The children have so many dilemmas. And whom to ask? Where to go? Sometimes when they approach the parents simply say, "I'm busy. Don't bother me." Yeah. Is my voice clear? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you so much. So many of you must have traveled in the pre-COVID times in an aeroplane. Now, what is this? This air hostess telling you? Somebody would unmute and say, "What is this air hostess telling you?" Yeah, they do this demo
May I,
every time. Yes.
yes, ma'am. May I
Yeah.
say?
What is she saying?
She's saying first put on your own mask and then help others. That means
Beautiful,
first take
beautiful.
care of yourself.
You have been a fantastic flyer and a very good listener. So first
Thank you.
put on your own mask and then help others. I think that is the mantra. Let us first empower ourselves, then we can talk about this to anybody else. हवा का दबाव बढ़ते ही ऑक्सीजन का मास्क अपने आप नीचे आ जाएगा. पहले इसको अपने मुंह पर लगाएं, फिर अपने किसी पड़ोसी की मदद करें. So this is exactly the mantra for teaching, learning, for teachers, for parents, for everybody. So first of all, let me actually reflect on my own self. How much am I am prepared for this? Okay. And I am going to have my mask fixed first very nicely because I need to help my children. So social emotional learning, first of all, let me check out my own graph and my own understanding, and then proceed to use these for my own children. Now, when you talk of social emotional learning, it simply says it helps children grow into healthy and happy adults with strong relationships and rewarding careers, right? So may I request one of you to read the second line, please? Somebody's been helping me, my angel. Kindly read the second line by unmuting
May
your
I,
mic.
ma'am?
Yes, please.
Oh, ma'am, are you talking about the second paragraph, first line?
Yes, second paragraph. Yes, ma'am.
We all want our future generations to be thoughtful and successful, and teaching students social emotional skills like decision making, collaboration, communication, and confidence helps them succeed in countless everyday scenarios.
So if your emotional and social learning is strong, you are bound to make it a grand success. You must have come across stories where the ones who have been toppers, right? They have crumbled to pressures. They've not been able to take life as it comes. While the so mediocre ones, they've not been scoring very high in school, but they are the ones who have really made it big in life. What is the difference? Is it the percentage of the report card? Is it that they have a stronger family backing? It is actually, if you see, the soul of it can be boiled down to the social and emotional learning. Now, we as educators know very well about IQ, and we also know about EQ, emotional quotient, right? And we know this very well that emotional quotient has to be strong in order to make the individual be resilient. You must have come across very knowledgeable people who will be saying, ये तो कोरोना पता नहीं कब जाएगा, जिंदगी कैसी मुश्किल है, and whether the times are so uncertain, whether we live or not. And then there would be one very simpleton who will be telling, अरे ये भी निकल जाएगा, टाइम है, बुरा टाइम ही रहा तो अच्छा टाइम ही रहा तो बुरा टाइम ही निकल जाएगा. What is the difference? Right? What is the difference? The difference is the emotional factor in the second person is stronger. Sometimes even the mates will give you more gyan than anybody else will give you because they have faced the onslaughts of time. Now, look here, you might be thinking, you are talking sense, but make it more clear to me. So, here, please pay attention to this part. Social emotional learning isn't at the core, right? Now, let us first look at the orange ones, self-awareness and self-management. You know, for the first time when we heard about self-awareness, it was when we started being, we were trained by CBSE on self-awareness on the 10 life skills. And we were actually not knowing how to teach self-awareness, how to be self-aware ourselves first, right? And of course, linked with this is self-management, and we are going to explore during the course of this training how exactly to manage this. After these two, there comes these two sections are very important, which is social awareness and relationship skills. Because if you're not socially aware, you cannot have healthy relations. And you know, right and left, you're hearing news of families breaking down, of relationships breaking down, of marriages not working, of children living away from their own parents, of the brothers and sisters, siblings not talking to each other. So why relationships are so vulnerable these days? They were not so earlier. So something is going wrong here and here. And this is going wrong because this is weaker. And then when all these things are taken care of, we can really think that responsible decision making will be done by us. We know very well, you have read epics, you know very wrong decisions were taking it at such times, which actually altered the course of history. So you see, all this can be done only in an SEL instruction and classroom climate. The parents will not have much time to do in all these areas, though they are doing silently. They are doing very, very quietly. But then it is not a very conscious teaching. But if a teacher armors herself with this, she's going to definitely bring out the best social emotional quotient in her child. And because if it is a classroom climate is taken care of, the school wide culture will improve, and the school ethos will be everybody will be consciously creating activities which should be strengthening the social emotional learning of the children. And because of that, you will also have authentic partnerships like now you have in a partnership with Alcon International and with many more such schools. And then this will result in aligned learning opportunities. Seems very theoretical, right? Huh? And now, if you say SEL, let me give you the four important competencies, or rather the four important components. Then we come to competencies. So first component is self. हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद की जय करे. Forgive my strained voice. खुद की जय सबसे पहले. First, you need to assimilate in your own self and then talk to others. Second comes social. Of course, the impact will be on society. Next comes the reflection. Wherever you're going wrong, you sit and reflect and improve your plans. And this is going to actually refine your decision-making power. These are the four important components. And which are the competencies? Very simply, they are stratified here. The first one is self-awareness. We all agree. Self-management, I showed you in the CASL framework. Social awareness, relationship skills, and then responsible decision making. And then this is going to actually shape your future self. So these are the 6 core competencies of SEL. Now, you must be thinking, ma'am, you're serving too much of theory. Yeah, you're listing so much. Please don't talk. Show me how to do it in the classroom. Anybody's thinking like that? Yeah? Is anybody thinking like that? मैं बातें कर रहे हो, बता नहीं रहे. Yeah? Any answers? You know, I'm Dhritarashtra today. I need a Sanjay who has to give me answers. One of you can choose to give me answers on behalf of everyone. So would you like
Yes,
to see how to do it in the classroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much. So don't just talk, show me, okay? So I have brought a good spread for you, my dear teachers. Good spread, you know, on the dining table, it's 12:30. On the dining table, there's so many dishes spread out. And all these dishes have been cooked with great care, with great love. But when you pick up your plate, you normally serve what you like, right? Like that, I'm going to serve you a number of activities for all age groups, starting from pre-primary to middle, and you can choose, and you're creative enough, innovative enough, you can definitely modulate it just to suit your needs. So the spread is in front of you. Choose what you would like in your plate. So let me begin. Let me start with the first thing, self-awareness, and that The first word, key word for that is mindful. What is this child doing?
He's
What is
lying on the bed.
lying on the bed? What is there on his stomach?
Toy.
A toy. Can you read the point number 1, please?
Mindfulness. Mindfulness practice helps students stay aware of their own thoughts and feelings, leading to a happier and healthier classroom, while also improving academic performance and social emotional intelligence.
So if I made you lie down right now, not which I'm not going to do, but if I made you lie down and put a soft toy on your stomach, asked you to do belly breathing. All those of you who know yoga know this very well. But belly breathing is when you inhale, your belly should come up. It should be full.
Yes.
Rather, in fact, that is not the case, and the yoga trainers have take a hard time teaching people how to breathe with their bellies. So belly breathing is one thing which you can do with younger ones, and you can even ask them or take the assistance of parents, telling them you place the camera in a way and let the child lie down with a toy, and let me see when he inhales, the toy should go up, and when he exhales, the toy should come down. And that is where, can you tell me, will the child be distracted or will he be focused? Will he be distracted or will he be
Focus.
I'm focused.
focused? He'll be
Focus.
very focused. He'll not think of anything else. He'll be aware of his own self, aware of his own body, aware of his own stomach, whether it is going up or down. And that is where he'll shut off all the distractions and just focus there. He's becoming aware whether he's able to do it or not able to do it. And it's not only for children, try to do it yourself. All those who do yoga know this very well, but if you have not started, try to do it after this session, that when you inhale, the stomach should go up, and when you exhale, the stomach has to come down. And that you can do it right now. Place your left hand on your belly and first start by exhaling. You can do it right now. Start by exhaling, and the stomach should go in. And then when you take the breath in, the chest should not pump up, the stomach should actually swell out, right? So that is where you are controlling your breath first thing, and you can do it as a
Yes, ma'am.
classroom practice. Yes? And one thing more, tell me something, and let me bring you here in the classroom or in our session. So I'm just for a moment stopping sharing here because I have to talk something very important. Okay. When we are very upset, when we are very angry, when we are very excited, when we are full of anxiety, what is the rate of the breath?
It's high, ma'am.
I'm very high, fast.
Very high, fast, right? Remember the first time when you went on the stage, whether as a child or as an adult, your heart was almost pumping so hard, you felt that it will come out of your body, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you held the hand of your
Yes, ma'am.
teacher or your mummy, papa. Dar lag raha hai. All right. I always used to joke with my children, all teachers have their shaking legs. That's why they wear saris, so that you don't get to see, right? So basically, all of us feel the same anxiety. Then what is the mantra which our mentor tells us? Take a deep breath. Why do they say so?
Ma'am, it's relax our body.
To calm our mind
To calm.
down.
Yeah.
So when you have to become self-aware, first need is calming yourself down, and we're just taking a deep breath inside, outside, and taking inside and outside. And start with your little child. See my hand, a simple star breathing technique. Take your forefinger of right hand, left hand is in front of the camera. When my finger will move up, I'll inhale. When my finger will go down, I'll exhale. Now check out. Inside, outside. Inside, outside. Inhale, down. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Is it easy?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to say Anulom, Vilom, Yoga, and this and that. This, just call it, you are my star child. This is the star breathing. Let's do it together once. Can I see your hands once again? Okay, run your finger with me. And close. There is an inner peace which has come, and you are suddenly more alert and a greater listener than before. Do you agree?
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us travel back to the presentation and see how you can do it with your children. Even a 4-year-old child is able to see that and do that. So I'm sure you will agree with me, and that is it. So point number 2, may I request my blue colored masked lady to talk, to read it out, please? Thank you. Yeah.
Try practicing mindful breathing by asking students to place their hands on the belly, feeling the gentle rise and fall of breath.
Wonderful. So I'm sure the junior age group or the senior age group all can do this. Moving on, after highlighting this one, even while eating, the mindfulness is something which we have to be aware. Half the time how mothers feed their children, thanks to the technology. They have their mobile camera on, they put on a cartoon show, and they think that while my child is eating, is watching the cartoon, I can feed the baby quickly because he will not retaliate or will not say anything else. And then we keep on pushing the food into the mouth. But you as teachers, whenever your children were there, because always COVID times are not there, when you made them eat lunch, because in some schools lunch is served, some schools even the lunch period is there. So when they were eating, there was no mobile phone in front of them. Weren't the children eating? And then making the child realize what is the taste of food. Now this is in her hand, this girl has made her own biscuit topping. We had this, cooking without fire day for our tiny tots. So we had, they could decorate their biscuit the way they wanted. Then they brought some jam and some cheese and whatever. Now the task was not simply decorating the biscuit. The task was, when you're putting this cookie into your mouth, roll your tongue properly and tell me, is it a solid or is it semi-liquid? Now see, is not only this is the child relishing the taste, he's also or she's also realizing the content, whether it is a solid or semi-liquid. She's listening to new words. And she rolls her tongue and says, jam, ma'am, it's tasty. Is it tasty? Is it tangy? What is tangy, ma'am? Tangy is something, slightly sour. So that is tangy. She said, yeah, it's slightly tangy too. Now press your teeth onto the biscuit. And you can do this activity even online. Ask them to bring a cookie and you give them a task right before. Bring a cookie, bring some jam, whatever. We are going to do it right away in the classroom, but you are going to eat it the way I am going to tell you. So then you make the child put the cookie in the mouth, let him crush the cookie. Do you hear any sound? Yeah, the crunching sound. Yeah. Now you chew it properly. Relish, close your eyes and relish it. Have you ever eaten like that? Try to do it with a grape or a slice of an orange. Put that orange into your mouth, close your eyes. Just with your teeth, the molars, press it slightly gently. 2 or 3 drops of juice will trickle out on your tongue. Don't straight away chew it. And then move on and then slowly chew it. You'll relish it. This is mindful eating. And this eating, if it is taken care of by the teachers, by the parents, some of you are parents also, you don't need a mobile phone to feed a child. We are going to check out how the taste is. And this is going to make us aware, what do I like? I like this taste more. Yes. So the child likes this kind of taste. When your mother's fed you with her hand, you know what she was doing? She was giving you this oral experience where the food is pushed by her hand into your mouth. You close your lips on her hand. There was a touch. And the research says why men smoke too much. The men who have not been breastfed by their mothers for a longer period of time are the ones who give into this addiction more. This is what the research says. I don't say it. So this realization and mindfulness of eating, of choosing, of sipping, of rolling your tongue inside the mouth and just understanding how it is mindful eating. Try to engage your children in that and just see their face. Your emotions will come out, their contentment will come out. Don't miss out this face. You see the contentment on this face, see the joy on this face. You don't need mobile phones, you don't need cartoons for this job. Now my junior teachers of junior age group, you know what our teachers have done? They've called it Mighty Mondays, Wellness Wednesdays, and Foodie Fridays. Now what happens on Mighty Mondays? Every child shares some kind of story of what they did on Saturday and Sunday. Like in the morning when I took my meeting today, for 1 hour we were just sharing with each other what we did in the holidays. Now you would have thought 1 hour just listening to each other, but these stories are important. And you can't have 30 children, so of course, talking about it. So you can have it on Monday and Tuesday, half of the children today and half of the children the next day. But when they talk about their experience, when they talk about their sadness or happiness, that is going to make your Monday a mighty one because you've done a social connect with your child. Wellness Wednesdays is where we do yoga and exercises. The teachers do it like you also do it, I'm very sure, with your students. And we talk about, complete physical exercises, wellness, breathing techniques, exercising, and children jump like anything, because they know Wednesday is for wellness. And then on Fridays, we always sit with the children where they bring whatever they can without any kind of fire involved, and they create their own either bhel puri, fruit chaat, biscuit topping, cookie topping, bread jam, whatever. And when they eat very, very mindfully. That is where their emotions are controlled. And you know very well, cooking is in itself a therapy, provided you do it with love and care. I'm sure many of the ladies love to cook, and some of them hate it. They like to say, I hate cooking. Maybe they've not seen their mother cooking with that love and that devotion, because when love goes as an ingredient, the food is yummylicious, and that's why we run, even as adults, to eat mummy ke haath ka khana. Yeah? If somebody says, mummy ne halwa bheja hai, so we know it is the best thing in the world. Nothing can beat that. Moving on, you see this one. This is Wellness Wednesdays, and this is the Bhel Puri made by children, Foodie Fridays. I want to tell you something about this. You know what a teacher did? Very innovative teachers, She simply put orange color in one child's hand and she asked, you go and shake hands with your friends. The color was wet. Now you will say, ma'am, ye to tab ho sakta hai na jab school khula ho. Fine, but you definitely, the world is not going to be ending in a laptop. It is going to be in factual ways also. Eventually, when they were shaking hands, they found all their hands were orange, just by shaking, having handshakes. And that is where she made them sit in a circle and she says, germs also travel like this. This was done in 2017, I'm talking about. And germs also travel like this. What do you need to do to get rid of germs? Everybody said we want to wash our hands. And that is where she propagated Global Hand Washing Day. And the children were sending pairs to help each other wash their hands. And imagine everybody trains the children to, do this. And COVID has taught us very nicely this, that now what is the importance of hand washing, right? So these are the things we're doing, and we are becoming self-aware because our own hygiene is very, very important. Okay. So may I have a volunteer reading out point number 3? Somebody? And don't miss out on the lovely animated, this video. Yeah. So somebody would read out point number 3.
May I read, ma'am?
Please, please, please.
Point number 3. Isolating sensory experiences bring increased focus. Try creating smelling jars using ingredients like cinnamon, popcorn, or flowers. Just remember to be aware of the student allergies and scent sensitivities. Have students try to guess what's inside each jar without looking.
Now, how to do it online? You can definitely have parents on board. You can message to them that we can you keep 2 jars and we will just try to ask our kid And you can have 3 children to model this lesson in these times. And if they're factual times, you can actually do it very nicely. So even we used to keep a box where in every small glass jar, we used to keep either one small marble in some 2 or 3, whether sometimes a jingling bell. And we used to just ask the children to close their eyes and try to, check out their hearing. And those who are from Montessori would know this very, very well. This was earlier done just to check out whether the child is not suffering from any disability. Sometimes we discover that also. So when we are focusing on a particular sense organ, then the children understand what is the importance of it. How many of us really feel turned on because we are getting a good smell on? I remember my friend used to walk. I and my friend used to walk during the sunset time, and she would say, "Ah, us ghar mein ye ban raha hai, is ghar mein ye ban raha hai." Now, how she could do that? Because the smell was traveling, and she used to always say, when while getting back home, I'm already hungry. How many aromas you smell during this simple walk? That is what will turn on and will tell the child what pleases him most. Why scents feel good. And some of you might be using perfumes, right? And children might have told you, ma'am, you smell so good. मुझे आपके पास आना अच्छा लगता है. You know why? Because their nose and their sensory organs are telling them this is a pleasing smell. That is why we like to have this kind of experience, and that is what it makes them self-aware that they should be smelling good. They cannot skip their baths. They cannot skip brushing teeth. They cannot skip not keeping clean. They cannot wear the same shirt 2 times. So the importance of smell can be always taught to children like this. Now let us go slightly above and let us think about class 1 and 2 where the children are able to read, or even 3 and 4. Now, if you talk about the positive self-talk apple tree, you can always have the children writing positive things which you say to yourself in the apples on the tree, and the apples that fell off the tree, write the negative things you say to yourself. So I can't do this thing, you have to write here. I am not able to complete my work, they have to write here. But I am a good girl and I love to draw, they have to write on the apple which is still on the tree. This kind of things, definitely they will know what has to be dropped and what has to be embraced. Now, let us think of class 4 and 5 child. Choices and consequences. If you simply gave a worksheet like this, the choice is here. People will now telling the truth about something you did. What is going to happen? People will trust you. You can write the consequences on a board or on a slide and ask them where should be what. So people will think you are nice and want to be your friend. This can be done only if you give compliments. Half of the problem of Indians is what? We know the other person has done good. We know the other person is looking good, but they don't say it. There was a presentation, Annie ma'am organized a best practices or, session. Let us say Archana ma'am gave a presentation and Juhi ma'am is thinking, my God, how innovative and how impressive. Why the hell I did not think of this? But Juhi ma'am doesn't go and talk to Archana ma'am. Archana, you did a classy work. We don't say that. It is temperamental. It is inherent in us. जल्दी से हम दूसरों की तारीफ कर ही नहीं पाते. And we do not know, not trying to give a fake compliment. I'm not saying that you do buttering or flattering. No. But giving a genuine compliment will make you the darling of all the people. Now, your question, you can backfire. Ma'am, दूसरों के darling बन के बनना करना क्या? Very fine. But if because of your one sentence, the other person has a better self-confidence, why not give it? And you will see that person will wait for you when he or she does something new. उनको ये याद आएगा कि मुझे कुछ भी हो, जूही को जरूर दिखाना है क्योंकि जूही ने आके मेरी तारीफ की थी. So not to say we have to use it as a weapon or as a tool to get our work done, but basically talking about, and this can be cultivated only if a teacher openly does it. I am impressed by your work, Srijan. I did not know you were such a good artist. Now, Srijan has not been scoring well. Srijan has not been a good speaker, but he drew something very well. Just this one sentence will bring back Srijan with the confidence which nothing else can do. So think, giving compliments will make you dearer to people. And then if you have lower grades, getting distracted by your classmates during work time is going to give you lower grades. So if you just leave the consequences on the board or on the slide and give the sheet to the children, they will try to match it. And then not doing your homework, your grade drops from B to D in the maths. I've taken all this from Pinterest. Let me share with you. I mean, if you're not on Pinterest, do explore. Plethora of resources are there which you can really enjoy. Now again, this is we have done this breathing exercise earlier, but now let me request one of you to read the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding activity. So can somebody read it for me, please? Yeah, please. Archana ma'am, or I'm not sure about the names. Can one of you read, please? Lavi ma'am, you can name out teachers. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Archana ma'am, you are muted, ma'am.
Lavi ma'am can point out, can request the teachers to do the needful. Yeah. Archana ma'am, can you please read?
Okay, so maybe Indu ma'am, can you do the needful?
Yes, ma'am. 5,
Yeah.
4, 2, 1 grounding activity can be useful. Ask students to identify 5 things they can see, 4 things they can feel, 3 things they can hear, 2 things they can smell, and one thing that can taste.
Yes. So these are very simple activities, but they will make the children self-aware and mindful of their own emotions. When you talk of emotions, we have to also be careful. Take the time to teach your classroom vocabulary about feelings. When the language teachers come into action, they should know whether the child is equipped or not. Now, one of my teachers had kept one red chair in a corner and said that this is I need attention chair. So anyone who was feeling very, very secluded or very, very sad would go and sit on the chair. Sometimes the children would just for the fun of it go and sit there. But then the teacher would go there and talk to the child. In an online mode, you can at least talk to children. What are the words that can express our emotions? So making sure your students have the vocabulary to express themselves means they have better tools for empathizing and communicating with others. So might be the Sanya in your class will tell you, ma'am, Vanya is feeling very confused. Vanya is feeling surprised, or she's feeling very bored. She's feeling sick, but she needs to have that vocabulary. So as language teachers, be careful that have we given vocabulary to them, and these can be done very easily when you have your classroom period or your club periods. Now, please bring a paper and pen because we are going to draw something. Yes, we are going to draw something. Okay, I hope your paper and pen is ready. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
Please,
ma'am.
in your paper and pen, using your paper and pen, draw a circle. Need not draw the design, simply a circle. And outside, please write what I can't control. Outside, please write what I can't control. And inside, please write what I can control. Please draw it because I'm going to see it on the screen. So don't think simply sitting will do. We need to do some action also. Had this been a physical workshop, I would have visited every table to see that is being done or not. Have you done that? Yes? Right? Yeah, thank you. So now I'm going to speak 4 statements. And you can write those statements either inside the circle, if you can control those. And if you cannot control, please write them outside the circle. Clear? Is the task clear? Okay. First statement is COVID cases are rising. Write it anywhere, outside the circle or inside the circle as you deem be. COVID cases are rising. Second sentence is I can keep myself safe by wearing a mask. I can keep myself safe by wearing a mask. Coordinator has given 4 projects. Coordinators, please pardon me. I have also been a coordinator for a long period of time. Coordinator has given 4 projects. I can complete one if I give 1 hour to it.
Ma'am, please pardon the third one.
Yeah, I can complete one project if I spend 1 hour on it. My elder sister is very angry. My elder sister is very angry. And last sentence is, I can meditate. So one of you can unmute and tell me which sentences were outside and which were inside.
I can meditate.
Yeah. Which sentences were inside? Anybody can share?
Ma'am, wearing a mask.
Yes.
I can complete one project if I speed, matlab, in 1 hour I can complete.
Absolutely.
One
What
Sister's
is
project.
anger.
outside the circle?
COVID cases.
Are
COVID
rising.
cases rising. And the next one?
Coordinator has given 4 projects.
My elder sister.
Coordinator has given 4 projects and also
My elder sister. My sister is angry.
my sister is angry. Now see, what are the things which you cannot control? Why worry about them? What is outside the circle? Why am I killing myself by worrying about them? I cannot control. My sister yelling at me, I cannot control. But I can control
But
how
ma'am, it's
I,
natural. It comes in from inside.
yeah, it comes from, yeah, Priyanka is saying, because she's getting angry, I will also get angry. This is what you want to say, Priyanka?
No, ma'am, I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying that you are saying ki we can't, control the things which we are that are not in our hands. So we don't have to be sad for that.
Yeah. So
Feeling.
why I'm saying this is when you learn this circle of control, and you are very right when you say when COVID cases are rising, of course I'll worry. I cannot sit like a saint and simply do meditation. I can't do this. Right. Now you see, anxiety, preparing yourself is one thing, but worrying yourself to that extent where you start thinking, no, my God, I'm not going to touch the doorknob. I'm not going to do this and not going to do that is going to make you completely overpowered by fear. Now, this is not my discovery. This is Stephen Covey. If you're good readers, you must have read this book, The 7 Habits of the Highly Successful People. Now, he gives this circle of control, and I teach it to my students to tell them, primary students and even middle school students, to tell them what you cannot control. Why kill yourself in anxiety about it? At least know this, what you can control. And when you know, where are you going to put it in the circle? Initially, we did this exercise for a few days. So whatever used to bother them, they used to go and stand near the circle and think whether I'll put it outside this one or inside the circle. Mummy getting angry, of course it goes outside the circle. I can't control mummy's anger. But then I am not giving her reasons to become angry. That will come inside the circle. Now this gives a clarity to a child. We are adults, ma'am. We are the ones who have some clarity of thought. Children don't have. Right? Every time you ask a child why are you getting angry, he'll always tell you the reason. उसने गुस्सा किया इसलिए मुझे गुस्सा आया, उसने मुझे गुस्सा दिलाया, इसने ऐसा किया इसलिए मैंने ऐसा किया. In spite of knowing the fact that there is some amount of weakness involved in ourselves, the children will be actually finding this useful and will strengthen their emotional structure completely. Would you agree? If you agree, please write yes in the chat box. If you agree, you
Yes.
can use it in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
classroom. Thank you.
Yes,
You can
ma'am.
write. Thank you. Thank you so much. So coming back to our presentation, my screen is visible once again.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So you see, this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
again, it's a taken image taken, but you see how long a crisis will last, how others react. You cannot control the reaction of your coordinator if she's angry with you. God forbid, I mean, God bless her or him. Predicting what will happen, you cannot control. But limiting my social media, I can control. This is what is very impactful for children. My own social distancing, I can control. My positive attitude, I can control. Finding things to fun things to do at home, I can control. And most importantly, my kindness and grace I can control. So when you start teaching these techniques, I'm just sharing number of activities with you which you can do with your children. You don't have to give theoretical speeches to your children for strengthening their emotional strengthen. Now here, look at this one. So one of you can read this one, point number 6.
If no one is reading, then I'll read, ma'am.
Please do read. In fact, one of you could take the lead by naming teachers to asking teachers to read. Yeah, please read, ma'am.
Help settle differences by asking students who disagree to point out the other students' positive qualities and express gratitude for them. Another activity can involve the whole class. Everyone writes down positive messages about each fellow student. Then everything is shared with the teacher, who compiles them into a book to give to each student.
Now, children, when they're given group activities, normally come up with, ma'am, मेरे साथ तो कोई help ही नहीं करता, ये तो phone ही नहीं उठाता, वो तो मेरे साथ side ही नहीं देता. Now, if constantly they are full of grievances and they are speaking negative things, what is the role of a teacher? Let the teacher says, Anshul, okay, fine. If he's not picking your call and if he's not giving you any cooperation, very fine. But Anshul, does Raghav have no positive quality? Anshul will keep quiet for a second and think, yes, ma'am, Raghav is good at creating beautiful games, right? But he doesn't do it for us, ma'am. Again, he'll come back to the same negativity. Then the teacher can push again. If Raghav is good at games, can you just, make a message for him? Raghav is great at games. How about sharing your talent with us, Raghav? We'll be very, very happy if you do so. What are you doing? You are teaching your child how to negotiate in the world. When they go out of the school, they will not have cooperative people. Here, a teacher is there to help the group cooperate with each other. But outside world, people will not cooperate. Even when you are given a task as a group, have you ever thought of complimenting your friend and saying, my God, what a wonderful artist you are? How about designing the cover page for the collection that we are going to make? If you begin with by acknowledging the good quality of the other person and being grateful for it, the other person is bound to listen to you. Aren't you strengthening the social emotional structure of your child? Aren't you giving me the mantra how to be thankful for whatever you have rather than thinking what are the things which they don't have? Now, I'll just tell you a simple story which our principal told in the morning assembly, in the morning meeting today. A cook made a wonderful biryani, decorated it, garnished it, and great aroma was coming out. The biryani was placed in the center table like the table I showed you. And the aroma, the flavors that were filling the air was making everybody very hungry. However, when the people were ready with the plate and with a spoon, what happened? The cook said, they have one announcement to make. You know what? I forgot to pick the rice. चावल चुनना भूल गया मैं. तो हो सकता है उसमें कुछ कंकर पत्थर हो. थोड़ा सा केयरफुल होके खा लीजिएगा. Okay? Now, one of them asked, why didn't you pick the rice? Why didn't you do it? नहीं वो हो गया. Somehow I made the biryani. I realized actually इसमें काफी same तरीके के कुछ कंकर पत्थर थे. तो थोड़ा ध्यान से खा लीजिएगा. It's a very nice biryani. Most delicious spices have been put into it. Now, the focus would be on biryani or on the stones or pebbles or whatever you can call them in the biryani? Can somebody answer?
Stones and pebbles.
Now, everybody, while putting a spoon in the mouth, was not focused on the taste, not focused on the great things, the kaju, the pista, the badam that was coming in their mouth. They were just trying to figure out from their tongue, is there a stone in the rice that I put in my mouth? And they did not enjoy a bit. That is the human tendency. We are so eager to find faults with others. Usko dekho wo aise karta hai. Usko dekho wo aise karta hai. Because the children listen to this kind of talk in homes and in workplace, they also talk in this way. They seldom come up with a language which will acknowledge the beauty and the good qualities of other. They find the father criticizing the mother for her, culinary skills. Aaj ki dal kaisi banai hai? He is not thankful for the vegetable that is good. The mother is critical of the father. आप ये भी नहीं लेके आए, मैंने आपको 4 चीजें बोली थी, 2 आप भूल के ही आ जाते हो. Why not be thankful for the 2 he brought? Because the children constantly listen to this kind of talk, they also do the same kind of behavior with their colleagues. Now, it's the duty of the teacher to teach gratitude, but remember, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद की जय करें. Remember to praise your colleagues, your partners, your teachers, your coordinator, your colleagues for whatever good they do. If anybody called you, why not be grateful to the person? And then making a gratitude jar. I'll show you by the end of the session the gratitude jar which we have made, and even my gratitude jar has so many slips in it because whatever I am grateful for, I put a chit in it. So moving on, encourage your children to write their favorite quotes on their journal. Now you will say, ma'am, journal kaun banata hai? Bacche thode na banate. Now we decided a trick. I told my teachers, I said, let them cover their notebooks, and on every notebook there should be a quotation, which should be their favorite quotation. Now look at this one, the blue one. Never give up on a dream because of the time it will take to accomplish. The time will pass anyway. Isn't that so relevant now? So if they put quotations on every notebook, whether it's a maths book or a science book or English or Hindi, किसी में भी अगर वो एक ऐसे वाक्य लिखते हैं, प्रेरणादायक वाक्य लिखते हैं, क्या उनको वही प्रेरणा जितनी बार वो कॉपी देखेंगे नहीं मिलेगी? Now, let us come to point number 7, again the group activity part. Let me give you a very simple solution. Leadership, negotiation and productivity, they are some of these social emotional skills built in group settings. Children will always oppose. They will always tell you, ma'am, group में काम नहीं करना, आप मुझसे separately ले लो. But then when you create a group and there are 6 children in it, you create a post for everyone. Let one be the director of the group. Let the other one be the reporting media of the group. Let the third one be the creative director of the group who is going to draw or be innovator of it. Let the fourth one be the compiler of the work being done. Let the fifth one be the designer who will give the graphics for it. And let the last one, the sixth one, be the blog writer for that group. Now, each of them has one post. Nobody will feel वो leader है उसी को काम करने दो. They will never feel so. And you are developing the bonding, the emotional strength between all of them. And always tell them, whom are you inviting to speak now? And whenever they present any group activity, tell them one thing, each one of you has to speak, but the first one will invite the second one can invite the fifth one, and so on and so forth, so that every child is politely asked for, and then that person feels very important in that group. Let us move on. Now I'm going to give you some more activities. Are you ready? Are you ready? Chat box, please write yo. If you are ready, please write yo. Lavi ma'am, let me see how many yo's have come. Then only I proceed.
Sure, ma'am.
इसको लिख लो.
So, Shweta ma'am, yes,
यो
ma'am.
लिखना.
Yes.
यो भेजना यो.
Yes. If there are yes, yo, whatever coming, 5 हो जाएंगे तब आगे बढ़ेंगे हम. I don't want to lose out on my audience because I am
So
blinded
we
by
have
this.
got the response from ma'am, Shweta ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, Gunjan ma'am,
Wow.
Sudekha ma'am, Indu ma'am, Anju ma'am.
Thank you. So now we are going to come to a very important zone, my dear teachers. and it is called choice and responsibility. जिंदगी में हमेशा दो मोड़ होते हैं, दो choices होती हैं. To be or not to be, the English teachers will know Hamlet's famous soliloquy. ये करूँ या ना करूँ? Because responsible decision making and goal setting is an important component of SEL. And you have to try allow students to make choices in class. अब choices की बात करी आपने, तो choices किस किस चीज की हो सकती है? Can you write in the chat box? What are the things which the students can choose in the classroom? Can you please put your thoughts in the chat box? I'm waiting for answers. What are the things which the students can choose? They cannot choose their teacher. They're given the teacher. Social science आपको यही पढ़ाएंगी. They cannot choose. One of my students also asked me, you know, why isn't it so that we choose our teachers? I said, my God, quite revolutionary. We have to really be ready for such questions. Yeah. Any answers coming? What are the things children can choose in a classroom?
Yes, ma'am. So Indu ma'am has written funny activities.
Funny activities.
Priyanka ma'am has written attractive books.
Very nice.
Shweta ma'am has written between doing work by own and taking help from teacher.
Beautiful.
So we are waiting for more responses, ma'am.
Okay. So do you think the classroom setting can also be decided by children? Why
So
always
Priyanka
have
ma'am
a
has,
classroom
yes.
setting? I mean, they can have a circular sitting arrangement. They can have a floor sitting arrangement. They can have a class in the garden, on the terrace. Do you think that choice can matter?
So ma'am, yes, we got more responses like flashcards, value-based activity, interested subject, choice to sit with their friends.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Now I'm bringing you more again to self, right? Again, I'm bringing you to self. Now, let me give you an example. Ask your students, what would you say if someone wrote wrong things on your page? When I say mean page, I mean the social media profile. अपने दोस्तों से, अपने स्टूडेंट से पूछ के देखें. आपके फेसबुक जो होता है, you know, when it is called, what is called is cyber misbehavior is this. They see a Facebook photo of a classmate and they write very nasty things under it. And then that child goes into a shell or cancels the Facebook profile, but feels very, very, you know, cocooned, I would say. You might ask, ma'am, what they do on Facebook is none of my business. Please don't tell me about it. Fine. But then your child is receding and withdrawing. Aren't you losing your child? So I'm not going to visit anybody's Facebook profile, but I'm going to prepare my child for it, because the world will behave the way they want to behave. We know this very well. So how to save myself? Okay. Now, just with this one, let us come to this part. What will happen if you shook the Coke bottle? क्या होगा? Anybody can answer. The answer is in front of you actually. Yeah. What happens if you shake the Coke bottle and then you open it? It spills, fizzes out, right? Is the girl able to manage this? Is the girl able to manage it?
No, ma'am, no.
Acha, wait, has something like this happened with you before?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay, then why is the liquid coming out? Can you tell me?
Because of the pressure.
Pressure and
Uh,
Ma'am, force also.
force. Pressure and force.
Reaction.
Okay. Try to apply
Reaction.
the same pressure and force on this water bottle. What will happen? Will it come out?
Reaction.
That is what I'm looking for. If you shake the water bottle with the same vigor, will it fizz out?
no, ma'am.
Yeah, it will not fizz out. So what is there in the Coke bottle that is not there in the water bottle?
Carbon.
Yes,
The
yes,
gas.
waiting for that. Science teachers is waiting for that. So in the water bottle, no matter how much you shake it, you open it, it will not fizz out. Now you ask your children, what do you want to be? Coke bottle बनना है कि water bottle बनना है? कितना भी shaking कर लीजिए एक्वाफिना को, बाहर नहीं गिरेगी. Or Coke bottle, once you just shake it once and you open it, it fizzes out. Right? That is what is called aggression in children. Can you bring in their minds this thought that Do you react or do you respond? And then, what is the difference between the two? Reacting or responding? And you will see, if you do this exercise with your children, they will understand the difference. And you can ask a number of questions. How would you react or respond if your favorite tumbler breaks, if someone says derogatory words, if any elder says anything caustic, if anyone in your group rejects your idea? Why the differences occur in the word? Somebody rejects us, somebody says something nasty to us. So am I going to go into my shell, or am I going to shout out, scream, or create a scene? Can I be emotionally more stable? Do you think this is going to help the children? If yes, please write your view in the chat box. This exercise you can do with your children, and it took me hardly 3 minutes to do it with you. Lavi, is there any guest coming?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you think you can do it with children of middle school? We have been doing it. These programs, this program is very highly successful. I call it Manthan, and Lavi is my testimony for it, that I do it and create my own. This is anything, nothing is ready-made, ma'am. This is all created. And when we talk about, we also give them the word cloud of positive words and negative words. And that is where the children start asking themselves and reflecting on their own actions. Now let us come to the point number 8. Very important, communication, which has been actually snatched away from us because of pandemic. So provide plenty of opportunities for kids to talk with each other throughout the course of the day. You know how we have done it? We have called it meal time chat. So this is called CCT. That is what? Chit chat time. CCT is chit chat time. You know what the teacher does? Not, we don't do it every day. We do it sometimes once a week, or sometimes once in 10 days, once in 3 days. The teachers simply, they sit during the lunchtime with their screens open and they simply talk. There's no talk of the subject, homework, classwork, project, nothing. It is only a chit chat time. And there's a mutual talk among the children also going on. So normally what the parents do, they give very strictly the device to the child, so that they say, do not, exposure ho jayega, ye ho jayega, wo ho jayega, very fine. But then it's very important that the child connects with his peers also, with his friends also. So that is, if that is not given, please give it from your side. And then bouncing ideas off each other and solving problems through communication will build confidence and community. Is your pen and paper ready? Is your pen and paper ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to play some music for you. Okay? And first I'll bring you in the classroom. Right? And I'm going to play some music for you. You are going to draw either a boy or a girl. If it is a girl, call her Vanya. If it is a boy, call him Varun. Okay? Varun or Vanya. Matchstick drawing. Don't tell me मेरी drawing अच्छी नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. Okay? And while you draw, on the right and left hand side, write, as a child, what are the wrong things that you heard during your childhood? आपके बचपन में मम्मी से, पापा से, टीचर से, दोस्तों से कभी कुछ ऐसा गलत सुनने को मिला जो आज भी यहाँ तकलीफ देता है? Right? You must have heard in your childhood. Right? अगर नहीं सुना है तो बहुत lucky हैं. But I've hardly come across a person who has said no. So write the things which actually you heard in your childhood. I'm playing some music for you. Please draw and be ready with this sheet of paper. Your time will be 2-3 minutes. And I'm just going to add here. Yeah, you may start.
व्हाट्सएप पे जाइए, दोबारा लिंक ज्वाइन करिए एक बार.
My screen is visible, Lavi?
Ma'am, excuse me.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, if you don't mind, can you please pardon, because there is some issue over there with the voice.
With the?
Voice, ma'am. Actually, your voice is not audible properly at that time. Can you
Okay,
please
I'll
pardon?
speak again. I'll speak again, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
So you have to take a paper, draw a matchstick figure either of a girl or a boy. Okay? and then just write few words which during your childhood you heard right from somebody लेकिन जो आपको अच्छे नहीं लगे. Is the task clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm playing some music for you meanwhile while you're doing that.
And now your screen is shared.
Okay, I'm bringing you back into the classroom. Yeah, has anybody drawn? Yes? थोड़ा कैमरा पे दिखा दीजिए like this. Teachers are very quick at this. Anita ji कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं? Anita ji, you've raised your hand.
Ma'am, I don't wish to sound fake, but when you put up the question, I just realized how lucky I have been. So this will go in my gratitude box.
Ah, great. So
I
it gives
tried
you a
to
reason
think
to be
for 50
thankful.
minutes. Yes,
It gives you a reason
not
to be
just to my
thankful.
parents, I'm talking to everyone around during my childhood. Maybe life was very simple. I don't know, but this will go in my gratitude box. I just realized.
Reason
Thank
for
you,
you
ma'am.
to be happy. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
But you know, we like I remember I've on my hands scales have been banged on the. I'm sorry, but these are the memories which I have. Wooden scales on our hand and nasty words which I did not like to hear. Sometimes one or two of them. I reminded myself when I become a teacher, no matter what, I will never speak anything nasty to my students. That is one promise which I made. So anybody would like to show anything? Just a drawing will also be okay. If there are no words, it's okay. That's the most important thing is a drawing. Can anybody show me here? सुबोध सर बना लिए आपने दिखा नहीं रहे आप बना लिया आपने देख लिया मैंने थोड़ा सा दिखा दीजिए जैसा ऐसे ही हाँ जी ठीक है वेरी फाइन आप इस पेपर को जरा नोटबुक से जुदा कर लीजिए थोड़ा सा टेक इट अवे टेक अवे दैट शीट I'll tell you why. There's a reason why I'm asking you to do it. Like this, like that paper, bring it out. Okay, done that? Done that? Say yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now hold it in your hand and crush it. अच्छे से कर देना मुट्ठी नाश्ते वाली मुट्ठी में अच्छा दम होना चाहिए yeah yes thank you now let us open this and try to press this paper hard and make it as plain as it was before. Remember your Varun or Vanya is there. Try to make this paper as plain as it was before. दबाइए प्रेस करिए उसके ऊपर बैठ जाइए वॉट एवर यू वांट टू डू इंदु जी कुछ करना पड़ेगा जल्दी से एंड देन वंस यू डन डू दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू इट फॉर माय पेपर बट स्ट्रेट नहीं हो रहा मुझसे किसी से हुआ है तो बताइए
No, ma'am.
क्यों नहीं हुआ है जी सुबोध जी बताएं मुझे
It was
आवाज
not
सुनिए
ma'am.
वॉइस की आवाज भी सुननी है सुबोध जी क्यों नहीं हो रहा है ये प्लेन
मैम जैसे शीशा एक बार टूट जाता है ना उसको फिर दोबारा जोड़ा नहीं जा सकता उसमें
क्या बात की सर आप शायरी लिखते हैं मैं तो अभी से बता देती हूँ क्या बात, क्या मिसाल दी है सर ने कि शीशा एक बार टूट जाए दोबारा जोड़ नहीं सकते मैम. Now, if you do this same activity with your children, that Varun or Vanya who is drawn on this paper, the wrinkles or the crease are the words which you speak to your colleagues. And no matter what, you cannot bring that same person back to the life the way it was before. कुछ मर्जी कर लो, वो आप दोबारा उस बच्चे को वैसा नहीं बना पाओगे. आपके शब्दों ने ये घाव किया. Should you?
Ma'am,
जी.
sorry, ma'am, to interrupt. May I add something here? I actually read something I wish to share.
Please.
I think it was a Japanese or something from that side. Means it was a story kind, and they gave us this idea that, as Subodh sir said, that
Ma'am's connection slightly got weaker.
Glass cracks, no matter how much you melt, they did what color something. So they put a gold color liquid in that crack, and then it was a liquid added with some hardener type, how we have araldite. So then they put it like this. So the crack was visible, but it had a golden luster. And then they conducted this. So I just thought I'll share this.
Wonderful, Anita ma'am. This is the power which an adult has. You can bring yourself back no matter what. That is your resilience. But for a child, one nasty comment on his social media and the child just shuts himself. You must have in your teaching career come across children who withdraw into their shell and the parent comes and asks you, मेरा बच्चा बोलता नहीं है. और उस बच्चे को बुलवाने के लिए कितनी एड़ी चोटी का जोर लगता है, how much effort is needed. You as a teacher know, some of you as a parent would know if something, God forbid, has happened to your child or to anybody, any child in the family. So this is where we have to sensitize and make our children socially aware that your wrong words are going to have this havoc on the minds of your colleagues. शब्द संभारे बोलिए, शब्द के हाथ न पाओ. एक शब्द औषधि करे, एक शब्द करे घाव. सिर्फ दोहा नहीं है जो पढ़ाया जाता है, वो जिंदगी की सीख है. और हमारे बच्चे जब किसी को रिडिक्यूल करने पर आते हैं, let me tell you, they are merciless. So this activity was basically to just give you, empower you how to make your children absolutely realizing the power of negative words also, right? So on that note, I'm bringing you back because just with a few slides left, please, thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for being participative. That is it. Kindly mute your mics. Yeah, thank you for muting your mics. Okay. Now here, encourage expression through art. We did some art today. Sometimes students think or feel things that can't be put into words. Art is a wonderful tool of exploring themselves and for their self-awareness, and ask students to sketch thoughts or feelings or paint their response. The music piece which I played for you, it must have melted you inside, because that is Niladri Kumar's power of melody. And such a powerful music can definitely bring out many of the children who do not speak are the ones who will actually draw and express, even if they draw blank, black, slashy lines on the paper, that is showing the inner turmoil of the child. So one period, any one period when you are given a substitution or something, have a music piece ready, play it and ask your children to draw. But then ask them to post it so that you will come to know so many things about your children. Now, this is one EWS child, she's one who does not have money to buy colors. And had it been a school time, we would have gifted her. But that is since for the past, I think, one year she's been in village. She only has a pencil. Now you see the work. Mandal art and scenes, both are married together, you see. So always give me the why that bothers you. You know, always we are bothered by a number of questions. Why this happens, why that happens. Why not simply give a time to your children? Just ask our students what bothers them. What is it that they want to know apart from the syllabus? ये doubt clearing class की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ मैं. I'm talking about the questions which actually boggle them, and they will come up with questions. I told you, one of my students said, why can't I choose my own teacher? He's been longing to study from a particular teacher. He says, I've heard so much about her. I would die to be in her class. But for past 3 years, every time a teacher is appointed. Now you see the thought process of a child. Your next question could be, ma'am, if such questions come up, how do we handle them? You can always put the substitution of that teacher for that class. What I'm asking here is simply letting the child ask the questions. One of the children said, why is it that elders who are so knowledgeable, her parents are doctors, they're so knowledgeable, they're gold medalists, why do they fight? And that is where we come into picture. Children sometimes, one's right and the other person's right, have some clashes, and it's not like a Venn diagram where things are common. So that's why the differences occur. But then can you share with your parent what we taught you about reacting and responding? And these things are going to really help them strengthen their their relationships. Do you want another glimpse? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Get ready. Varun Vanya activity we have done. I'm proceeding to the next one. Put yourself in other shoes is something which you will have to tell your children. बच्चों को ये कहना पड़ेगा, दूसरे की नजर से सोच के देखो बेटा, हो सकता है he or she is also not liking something in you. And then as a teacher, I have to put myself in actually my child's shoes, how that child is feeling. Now see, I'm going to give you another glimpse. Do you have a torch at home? Yes or no? Anybody can answer?
No, ma'am.
Okay. क्या कभी तो
Yes.
होगी, बचपन में होगी आपके पास?
Yes,
Huh?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? क्या करते हैं हम?
We change the battery.
We change the battery. We switch over a battery or we check out for the leakage. So I ask my students, would you throw it away? If no, what can we do? Then we ask the question again, should we try putting one new battery? Suppose three batteries, like kindly mute your mic. I think somewhere it is resonating. There are two devices in a single room, I think. Okay. So should we try putting one new battery? If it doesn't work, should we put two new batteries? And then maybe if needed, let us change all the four. ये करना चाहिए. Do you agree by replacing the battery, the torch will work? The children will obviously say, yes, ma'am, new battery से torch जलेगी ही जलेगी. बिल्कुल जलेगी. So, who changed the battery is the question. Who changed the battery? The battery was changed by you. So if my friend too, like that torch, has lost her light, her energy, should I break my friendship?
No, ma'am.
Should I try to bring a new battery in our lives? And you see, what would you do to charge up the torch of friendship when you ask them and you ask your children? Then they will tell which battery will bring back the energy. Attention should be given to the friend, affection should be given to the friend, or acceptance also should be given in our friendship. Do you think these three batteries will charge up the torch of friendship and your children will get the message very clearly? So if the three batteries do not work, any answers I keep on asking our children, then what will work? Compassion will work. Ask your friend what is bothering her. And that is where your student will understand how to sustain the friendship, because mostly they will say, ma'am, mera koi friend nahi hai. And don't be surprised, the friendships, how to retain, how to sustain friendships, the children do not know. And if nothing works in teenagers, that is a problem. If nothing works, just be there, sit together, and let your friend open up. You cannot go physically by his side or her side. Just bring that person on the video call and simply talk about simple things. The other person is going bound to open up, because your torch will light her torch too. Do you think this will strengthen the emotional bonding of the child? If yes, please write in the chat box.
So some of the answers we are waiting, teachers.
If you think this activity will light up their emotional bonding, their emotional strength, please write yes, yo, whatever you feel like in the chat box.
So we have got yes, ma'am, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. So you look at your friendship boat, it will sail better if you invest in your relations, be it your friend or your family. अगर कोई फैमिली मेंबर बहुत चुप हो गया, बहुत दूर हो गया, तो उसकी टॉर्च डिम हो रही है, you have to change the battery. Make the child realize that he is the one who is actually the pivotal point in the family, and he is the one who has to lighten up and brighten up the torches of the family. So we teach our children, if you see your mummy or papa more quiet on any day, if you see your brother or sister withdrawing or not coming out for dinner, lunch, it is your duty to go and talk to them. It is your duty to meet them and bring out and lighten up their torch. This is what we teach them. Okay, last one. Are you hungry for more?
Yes, ma'am.
बोलना पड़ेगा.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. This last one comes. I thank you for your forbearance, I must say. Now you're going to see something. अब तो बोलना पड़ेगा, so unmute your mics. It doesn't matter if there are two people in the same room, you can change your room so that you know the voices don't echo. Now, please tell me, what do you see? Or one of them can mute their mic.
Exhibition.
Yeah. What do you see?
Ma'am,
हाँ
it's
जी,
a
क्या
fair
दिख रहा है?
exhibition.
फेयर है, मेला है. ठीक है जी, मेला है. पसंद है मेला आपको?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
बहुत पसंद है जी.
Yes.
ये क्या हो रहा है? ये क्या है? कौन सा मेला हो सकता है?
Ma'am, the giant
दिवाली फेयर जैसा लग रहा है ना? तो चलिए,
Yes,
अगर
ma'am.
कभी फेयर में गए होंगे, what are the things which bring a smile on your face? Because we are going with our mama. बचपन में मम्मी पापा के साथ जाते थे, है ना? तो एक मेले में चलते हैं. अब आप छोटे से बच्चे बन गए. You're a small child. You're a small child and you're going to a fair, okay, with your parent or with your guardian, whosoever is with you. Now, what are you seeing? You see, you are the small child. ये जो छोटा वाला बच्चा ना, ये आप हो. Subodh sir, this is you, okay? Now, what are you enjoying? क्या मजा आ रहा है यहाँ पे? क्या अच्छा लग रहा है?
Ma'am, with family and candy.
No, the boy is
Light.
the
और
boy
क्या
is
मजा आ रहा है?
to play a game.
Game.
With the
Yes.
ball.
वो with the ball. और क्या मजा आ रहा है? यहाँ पे भी चढ़ेंगे?
Ma'am, boy is sharing time with his parents.
Okay, you are speaking like an elder, not like a small child. यहाँ पे चढ़ेंगे, झूले में मजा आएगा.
Right, ma'am. Right. Yes.
ऐसा आएगा. और शॉपिंग करने में, would you enjoy shopping from stalls?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, मैम. बहुत सारे नए नेकलेसेस खरीदेंगे, चूड़ी खरीदेंगे. What about बर्फ का गोला? Subodh sir, he's agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I like it.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Oh, thank you. Or selecting handicraft items?
Not sure, ma'am.
No,
No.
ma'am, I like.
Or playing on the swings?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, yes. We are longing to go out, ma'am. You open the doors, we'll rush out. Okay? Or even buying decorative items?
No, ma'am.
No.
No.
Not yet. Or dresses?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
No.
Taking a
No.
selfie?
Yes,
ma'am, of course.
Okay. What other things make you happy? Just one more share.
ma'am. Right.
Food stalls.
Food stall.
Food
Food,
is
very
called.
important. Food stall. Lights. Yes. Okay. Now,
Toys,
once you
toy
shared your thought,
section.
now listen to this. You are in the same fair, but you're lost. Remember, you were a child. Now you can't find your mummy or papa. Maybe you don't have your mobile phone. बचपन में आपके पास मोबाइल फोन नहीं होते थे. Okay? कोई फोन वो नहीं है जिससे आप पकड़ सको मम्मी कहाँ है पापा कहाँ है. And it is the same fair. Same lights हैं, same swings हैं, same shops हैं, same music है, same people है, same everything. But the question is, are you happy?
No.
No. Big no, ma'am.
No.
You're not happy. Now the food stalls, the dresses, the lights, the things, they are still the same, but you are not happy. Think and tell. It's the same fair, but your finger, वो जो उंगली पकड़ी हुई थी ना आपने, वो छूट गई है. और आपका सोर्स ऑफ हैप्पीनेस वो फेयर था या वो माता या पिता थे जो आपके साथ थे.
And that hand.
Fair.
That is
Parents
showing
are.
hand.
Yeah, that finger
Parents.
you were holding was actually your source of joy. Rest was all. If people who are on the spiritual level will connect it on a different plane. But that finger was that of my father, which I was holding as a child. And as going through this fair, feeling, balloons are lovely and lights are lovely and food is great. But all that joy was because my father was with me, my mother was with me. And that is lights, music, shops, money, delicious food, gifts. Nothing gives me happiness now that I'm lost because the source of happiness was that one relationship which is there. लेकिन उस रिलेशन को मेरे बच्चे क्या आप वैल्यू करते हो. मम्मी अच्छी लग रही होती तो बेटा आप जाके मम्मी को ये भी नहीं बोलते आज आप सुंदर लग रही हो. पापा ने नाइट शर्ट पहनी होती कभी कॉम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करते, न्यू पिंच नहीं करते. कभी पापा को ये नहीं बोलते आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल फॉर द थिंग्स यू आर डूइंग फॉर मी. और कभी उनको ग्रेटिट्यूड नहीं बोलते. आप बड़े हो तभी भी मैं आपसे भी बोल रही हूँ. When was the last time when you called up your parent or your guardian or whosoever is there in your family telling them आपने मेरे लिए कितना कुछ किया है. दिल से खुश हूं मैं आज क्योंकि आज जहां मैं हूं कमा रही हूं एक अच्छे स्कूल में हूं आपकी वजह से. Can you do it now? Ask your children when you're doing this session in your class. Go home. अगर आप अभी नहीं कर सकते तो घर जाके बोलो. अगर मम्मी या पापा वर्क प्लेस में हैं फोन करके बोलो, लेकिन बोल के देखो. Because the true source of joy is that one person who is with you. And please learn to value it because our children do not value their family. That's a flat statement. Many of them, they do not learn to value their family. That's a better statement. So this is it from my side. I am saying thank you. Lavi will be posting a link in the chat box for your feedback. Now is the time for your questions. I've really taken a long time and you've been lovely people listening to everything so beautifully, participating so nicely. And Anita ma'am, over to you and your sharing. Very good to listen to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
थैंक यू. और आज सबको मेरे मुझे एक तो देना है गुरु दक्षिणा बोल लीजिए जो भी बोलिए. You have to call up your parent, your mentor, your guide. Tell them
We will do that. I want to
they
know
are
what
trying
your
to
ma'am.
make you what you are.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
And the way you have conducted this, that was wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I am starting
Any
from your
questions you
side.
have? I'm very eager to answer. Any questions you have?
And today we have learned so many
Ma'am,
mantras for life.
one question from my side.
Mantra for life.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Anjuji, your question, please.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I just wanted to know, or I want to share something that, as you said, we have to say thanks to our parents. That is possible only when we grow up. When we are younger, that time we don't value. And how
That
can
is
we
what I'm asking
experience?
you. That is what I'm asking you to teach your children. That
Yes, ma'am.
they have to value it. And
How
they have
we
to
are
learn to speak thank you. So earlier, I used to say, see, we used to retaliate toward teacher. मैम थैंक यू ना वेस्टर्न कॉन्सेप्ट है वहां पे थैंक यू बोलना होता है. हमारे इंडिया में ये सब नहीं होता है, राइट? बट देन you need not make a thank you card, but simply going and hugging your mother and saying आप मेरे लिए कितना कुछ करते हो is enough. Or simply decorating a beautiful sandwich and giving to her, this is my thanks sandwich. Now if we don't teach our children, let me tell you, in the past, this only in 1 month I'm talking about, I have had 3 or 4 acquaintances sharing with me. 2 of them were very sad. They said, I was sick My husband called her, my daughter, that you come and take care of your mother, but the daughter denied. These days, you know what children are developing a new fancy? They go and stay with their colleagues, their college mates. They don't stay with their parents even before marriage. Gone are the times. पहले होता था कि शादी होगी तो बेटी घर से जाएगी. आजकल अभी वो ट्रेंड भी चेंज हो रहा है. You see, we are facing different challenges. Children, when they grow up and when you educate them, one lopside is this, that the children think that for our own identity, for our own passion, for our own work, we need to stay away. Family में तो बड़ा कुछ distractions होती है. And four of them, they will hire a house, they will live in the same city, but they'll not listen to you. If you don't teach these values to your children, their emotional bonding will be weak. माँ बाप आजकल ये सिखा पाते, तुमको ये दुख नहीं करना पड़ता ना. Your parents don't face this, never face this. You definitely every third day, second day, you call and you find their well-being. How many times don't you want your children to do it to you? Now the values are depleting like anything. घटते जा रहा है बहुत तेजी से और बहुत जरूरी है सोशल इमोशनल बॉन्डिंग को स्ट्रॉन्ग करना बहुत जरूरी है. Any question? Any more questions? Manju ma'am, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Anita ji, please, your hand is raised. Any other question? You are free, feel free to ask, please. And I think I tried to pack everything for the junior age group, for the primary age group, for the middle age group. There are so many, everything cannot be packed within 1 hour, but definitely I tried to give you a glimpse of it. And the entire team of Alcon in middle section, I curate the presentation. I do it for teachers and the teachers do it in their classrooms. All 583 children of middle school are impacted with such such kind of sessions. I call it Manthan. I've called it Manthan session. So they know whether they are present or not in other classes, they know Manthan session में तो जरूर जाना है, बड़ा मजा आएगा. And we have some music also strung together, some time for their dancing too, for their chit chat and for their questions. That's it. So both sir, I hope you did not mind. I kept on calling your name many times. Ji. So I hope everybody's filled up the feedback form.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm happy.
So, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Really, it was indeed an opportunity. You all participated wholeheartedly, and you were very eager to give answers. You kept on encouraging me because मैं ये barricades लगा देती हूँ कि अगर किसी को आगे interest आ रहा है तो दिखाऊं, नहीं interest आ रहा तो ना दिखाऊं. But you were so interested, you were eager for more, so I really revealed everything. Thank you so much, Sangeeta ji, Subodh ji, Priyanka, Alka, Anju, Shweta, जिनको मैं देख पा रही हूँ, मीनाक्षी जी, विभा, अनीता जी, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much. मेरे permission I take a leave. And this chat box, Anita ji, please help me. ये सबसे भरवा दीजिएगा feedback form. It's very important for me.
Sure, ma'am. We'll fill that feedback form, ma'am.
Thank
Sure.
you. Thank you.
Sunita ma'am,
Anji.
it was really.
Ma'am, who has not got the feedback form?
Okay. Namaskar, Annie ma'am. Thank you so much.
It was really amazing.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. You are enrolling participants.
Can we mute ourselves, please? Teachers, can you
Excuse me, ma'am. Few teachers didn't receive the.
Teachers, can you please mute? Yeah, thank you. Sunita ma'am, it was really exhilarating and really nice to, we were not feeling, at least I was not feeling that you are apart or you're from some other school, you are just a family. And you have touched all those points. Like we generally keep discussing, and I'm blessed to have a team like that. They're so emotionally balanced, and they're always ready to learn. This is the best part of my team here, and they're like kids. And I know sometimes we do lose some temper, as you said, that we have to act or don't act. But
Yeah.
as a senior, facilitator, you must be understanding the point. Sometimes you
Yes, ma'am.
want,
Yes, ma'am.
your team
That,
can achieve, and you come to and to motivate them, and sometimes we don't reach. Yes, but that is what we say, that emotional balance is very important along with the social. So this was a very, very heart-touching and very eye-opening session, and I look forward to more. And I
sure.
thank your principal, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, for giving such in a brief time he arranged, and thank you very much for you to give out such a long time for us during this
No,
time.
it's my
And
joy, ma'am. It's my mission that I really want to have at least 50 people motivated enough to become teachers from out of my students. And till now, only 17 have said yes. So my mission is on, and that will be only on, only successful only if we have more teachers who can motivate and inspire students for
exactly,
teaching, and we
exactly.
become impactful teachers. That is what my aim
I
is.
hope a
Thank you so
lot
much for
has
giving
been
this
learned.
facility.
Yeah, my teachers have learned a lot, and they enjoyed what I could find from their faces and their interaction. They enjoyed a lot. And
Thank you.
please convey my thanks to Director Sir, Mr. Ashok Pandey ji, and
Yes.
Mr. Sanjay Yadav ji for such a lovely, meet and cooperation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And just wishing everybody's filled the feedback form. And anytime in future, whatever topic, because we have a pool of resource persons, and thanks to our mentors once again, they have groomed us and shaped us into such motivating people. And it's really a joy if we are able to even motivate 5 out of 50, then our work is done. Thank you
Sure.
so much. And they have been really lovely audience, let me tell you. I enjoyed listening, talking, chatting, and sometimes pulling somebody, but
Yeah,
they loved and
that's nice.
they
That is always
interacted very well.
interactive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
God bless you. Bye bye.
Ma'am, request you to end the meeting from your side, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.